Elton Hume, my top boyfriend who has been in love for 7 years, once again refused to accompany me home for the Chinese New Year. But on Chinese New Year's Eve, his childhood sweetheart Truda Becky posted a photo of a bag of pine nuts peeled by my hand, and 10 fingers clasped, in the blink of an eye. 10 years later, thank you for your favorite. You will still peel my favorite pine nuts for me. Later, Truda Becky was exposed to a third party intervening. Elton Hume threw me a card. You supported me with 100,000 yuan. Here are 5 million. Accept the money and admit that you have been making a lot of money. Truda Becky is on the rise, and there must be no black material. I laughed. Elton Hume, I'm afraid you're mistaken. I'm going to let you join her this time. It's completely finished. On the night of the Chinese New Year's Eve, the sound of firecrackers came and went. A series of messages sent to Elton Hume at 10 a.m. have not been replied to so far. At 3 o'clock, he liked other people's circle of friends. At 5 o'clock he went on Weibo, and at 6 o'clock, he posted a red envelope for the new year, in the group of the studio. He picked up his phone so many times, and left so many traces on the internet, but not a second. Think of me. The Spring Festival Gala is lively. Mom changed her words and asked, your celebrity boyfriend didn't go to the Spring Festival Gala either. I've been talking about it for so many years, and I haven't seen it. You're not going to lie to me, are you? I took out my phone, and flipped through the photos and accidentally slid off Weibo. I saw that Truda Becky's trumpet had posted a photo 10 minutes ago. Wine and food, candles, flowers, and the bag of pine nuts I spent days peeling for Elton Hume next to my fingers, with the text, 10 years in the blink of an eye. Thank you for your favorite. You will still peel my favorite pine nuts for me, and then flip up. All of them are bright shows of affection. 99 red roses for Valentine's Day. A custom-made necklace for your birthday, and a dinner made by Elton Hume. During filming, the two hid in the dressing room, and hugged the silhouette of the high-paced figure. It was Truda Becky who took the initiative to add me to Weibo. So, she knew who I was and my relationship with Elton Hume. These microblogs are showing off and naked provocations. I commented, are pine nuts delicious? I forgot to wash my hands before I went to the toilet before peeling. 2 minutes later, Elton Hume's call came in. Muriel Yule, it's just a pack of pine nuts. Do you have to embarrass me so much? But that packet of small pine nuts, one by one, takes 4 or 5 days to peel off. The eyes will be sore, and the nails will bleed. The fingertips are red, swollen and painful and will not dissipate for several days. I squeeze my phone. Don't you think you should explain first? Why are you at Truda Becky's house, in the Chinese New Year's Eve? Have you forgotten? I'm your girlfriend. The winter night breeze sent Elton Hume's cold words. I see who eats with whom. I don't have to ask for your consent. Truda Becky's soft and innocent voice came out. Brother Elton Hume, it's okay if I don't eat these pine nuts. Don't quarrel with Sister Muriel Yule for me. Give it to you, and eat it. Leave her alone. The phone was hung up. Soon, Elton Hume transferred me 1,000 yuan on Weshit. Pine nuts are what I paid for. My hands trembled with anger. I peeled for 4 days. And you scolded me for being like 250. He transferred me another 2,000. Muriel Yule, you only have money in your eyes now. Yes, I'm his assistant and agent. Whether it is participating in variety shows, choosing scripts or choosing endorsements, I will strive to maximize benefits. I laughed and replied, Elton Hume, who begged me to take out all my savings 7 years ago, enroll you in an acting class, buy you a plane ticket, and accompany you to the crew audition. Why didn't you think I only had money in my eyes at that time? He was very anxious. I was NAVE. I poured everything I had for love, and even maxed out my credit card. We crammed into 81 nights in a guest house with moldy walls. He hugged me tightly and promised emotionally, when I am on fire, I will let the whole world know about Muriel Yule, and give you the grandest wedding. Later, I gave the director's child 3 months of free makeup classes, so that he scored more than 30 points in the college entrance examination. When a supporting role for Elton Hume, he was an instant hit. I went from being a lover walking side by side to an assistant, who was always one step behind. The more popular he became, the less suitable our relationship became. These old things are not glamorous. I rarely talk about them, and he never wants to mention them. Now that he poked the sore spot, He replied angrily, Muriel Yule, I have relied on my own strength to get to where I am today. You have only paid 100,000 yuan for me, and you have followed me all these years, and earned at least dozens of times. Aren't you satisfied? The sincerity of the past is now measured in money. How am I satisfied? Soon, I swipe Truda Becky's circle of friends. It's gold that always shines. And even if she doesn't lift the veil on it, there will always be someone else. The most important thing is that you're gold. Elton Hume second liked. In the connotation of me. Amusing. The entertainment industry is so big, but there are only a handful of popular ones. Is it because everyone is not strong? Nope. There is a lot of gold, and there are many people who work hard. But if you work hard thousands of times, there are only 1 or 2 opportunities. If you can't catch it, no matter how pure gold is, it can only be mixed in a pile of mud and sand. Elton Hume, I'll have to do everything I can to get you into the sky, but as long as you move your fingers, you can drag you into the dust. I hope you can understand this truth. I had to go back to work on the 6th day of the Lunar New Year. My mother sent me downstairs on crutches and said angrily, I won't be back until 30, and I will leave on the 6th day of junior high school. Do you think it's a home or a hotel? I looked at her leg with guilt. Mom, I will definitely be able to accompany you more next year. Don't do heavy work at home. Remember to take medicine on time for a recheck. Mom touched my head. I know. Mom's leg is fine. It's not your fault. Don't keep it in mind. The meal was set at the hotel where Elton Hume was staying. He arrived late, with Truda Becky by his side. Both of them are in white clothes and black pants, hats and masks, and even shoes are the same brand. Truda Becky smiled smartly. I'm going to rub it. You don't mind, I didn't come empty-handed. She took out the red envelopes, and handed them out one by one. And when she arrived at me, she smiled defiantly. Sorry. It's over. But Elton Hume has already sent you a red envelope in his Chinese New Year's Eve, and you are not bad at this? I smiled and slapped her hand with a red envelope. You are Elton Hume's neighbor's sister. I am his girlfriend, and I will give you the red envelope. Put it away. Jackson, the younger brother of the studio, asked me with a smile. Sister, what about ours? Mia glanced at Truda Becky and said, what is it called? Sister-in-law. You have to call sister-in-law. Everyone called sister-in-law in unison. The atmosphere melts insects. Truda Becky stood up with a pale face. Brother Elton Hume, Sister Muriel Yule doesn't seem to welcome me. I still won't bother you. She was about to leave with her bag on her back, but Elton Hume stood up and grabbed her. He gently patted her shoulder and whispered reassurance. And when he looked up at me, his gaze was sharp and disgusting. Muriel Yule, apologies to Truda Becky. I asked, why? I'm your boss. If you don't apologize, you won't have to eat this meal. His heart tightened, and it hurt like being stabbed by a sharp sword. The man who solemnly promised me that I would live forever. The man who said that I was the love of his life. The man who had shielded me from the wind and rain. And the man who recklessly harassed me. Now he is saying from above, I am your boss. My eyes were wet. I bit my lip to keep the tears from falling, and picked up the bag. It just so happens that I'm not hungry either. I strode out of the box, and Truda Becky chased me out and stopped me. Sister Muriel Yule, Brother Elton Hume has rewarded you enough. You still took advantage of the situation to be his girlfriend for so many years. Why are you not satisfied? Elton Hume followed, presumably hearing the words clearly. He gave me a faint glimmer, and didn't refute a word. At the low point, he thanked me for sharing his well and woe, but now standing on a high place, he acquiesces that I was taking advantage of the situation. Truda Becky took a step forward and whispered in my ear, look, that's what Elton Hume thinks too. I left for 7 years and came back, and he still couldn't let me go. If I had been there, I would have had your turn. I'll be on the front line right away. She squinted at me. We grew up together, and we advanced and retreated together in our careers. What do you compare to me? I laughed. Really, you think it's so easy to be in a line? It's only a matter of time before Elton Hume helps me. As soon as the words fell, her agent hurried over. He grabbed our arms and pulled us into the box. Hurry up and get in. The reporter is about to get out of the elevator. Don't let them find it. As soon as the box door closed, Truda Becky was excited. Did I get cast for round the planet? Doesn't it say that the 9th day of the first month only has results? That's a good thing. Why hide from reporters? Around the Planet is one of the most popular sci-fi IPs in recent years, and the third part will be filmed after the year. The response to the previous 2 films was very good, and I even paid zero pay last year to win the male lead for Elton Hume. After Elton Hume hooked up with the producer, he introduced Truda Becky to play the third female role. Although there is only a little more than 3 minutes of play, the character design is very outstanding. If you can grasp this opportunity, you can definitely lift the coffee. The agent laughed angrily, took out the tablet and slapped it on the table. It was your trumpet that was picked up, and netizens now say that you are a junior. The problem lies in that pack of pine nuts. Since ancient times, Zeus' love has died quickly. The bag of pine nuts that Truda Becky showed itself is ordinary, but I posted a photo of this bag of pine nuts on Weibo before, saying that it was for my boyfriend. No one paid attention to my trumpet, but that's how amazing the internet is. Almighty netizens swiped my Weibo with Truda Becky in a row. My release date was first, and she was last. Exactly the same pine nuts. I posted on Weibo first, and said it was for my boyfriend, and Truda Becky tweeted later on that it was given by my lover. In the middle, there are melons. Everyone in the new year was idle and panicked, and they started picking up one after another. So I pulled out the ring in the photo as a limited edition of a certain brand, and Truda Becky had worn it at the event. Now netizens are frying the pot. Who is the man who is currently analyzing the photos in various technical aspects? And is Truda Becky aware of the 3, or is he not aware of the 3? The other party has already smelled blood, leading public opinion, and the crucifixion of Truda Becky must be a matter of knowing. It has only been a few hours since the incident was exposed, and Truda Becky's Weibo Douyin has fallen. Seeing this during the new year, it's really unlucky. In the new year, I wish all those who know how to choke to death when they drink water, choke to death when they eat, and die when they drive. No wonder she was able to borrow D's high-end before her coffee position, and she was able to access resources like orbiting the planet, so she found a good godfather. These popular comments have more than 200,000 likes, and my Weibo post has sprung up with countless enthusiastic netizens. Sister, do you know that your man cheated his name on the Express? We will administer justice for you, sister. Such a scumbag is not worth it. Look at me. Male 185,185,185. Pound Truda Becky knows 3 when 3 pound. Pound Truda Becky get out of the showbiz pound. 2 entries are in the top 5 of the hot search list. I almost died of laughter. You are indeed going to advance and retreat with Elton Hume. This is not a waste of money to connect 2 hot searches. What a big row. Truda Becky has quickly emptied all the contents of the trumpet, but it was too late, and the almighty netizens had already kept the evidence. The agent's phone rang non-stop, and it was all paparazzi calling to ask about the situation. Some people are even more blunt. What are you doing? If you don't let people live in peace during the new year, you can't settle down and let everyone rest. The comments scolding her on Weibo and Douyin are like a surging tide. Truda Becky swiped the comments one by one. Her face was pale, her fingertips were trembling, her eyes were full of tears. And Ying Ying looked at me. Sister Muriel Yule, you deliberately posted a Weibo first, and the person you found exposed me. Brother Elton Hume, will you let Sister Muriel Yule let me go? She pursed her lips and looked at Elton Hume, tears rolling down. It's that I shouldn't keep remembering the love we grew up with. It's that I shouldn't come to you again. In the future I'll keep my distance from you. Elton Hume's face was extremely cold. He put down the tablet and poked my sharp gaze into my eyeballs. Muriel Yule, do you know what you're doing? I only take Truda Becky as my sister. You will ruin her star career by doing this. I raised my eyebrows. I gave you the pine nuts. Who knew you would use them to please her? It's you, not me, who hurt her. Truda Becky's agent then spoke. Elton Hume, you're going to have to help Truda Becky with this anyway. If you don't wash away the stain of knowing 3 and being 3, let alone taking the role of round the planet, I'm afraid I won't be able to mix in the circle in the future. We've got to figure it out as soon as possible. Truda Becky burst into tears and gently shook Elton Hume's sleeve. Brother Elton Hume, help me. The colleagues in the studio all lowered their heads and didn't dare to breathe. Elton Hume pinched his eyebrows and waved his hand. Let's disperse first. I'll make up for this meal later. Everyone left one after another. I was about to leave with Mia, and Truda Becky stopped me. Sister Muriel Yule, you haven't given me an explanation yet. You can't go. At least you delete your Weibo first. I laughed. Do you think it's useful to delete it now? Netizens can see at a glance that you are in public relations. Truda Becky licked her lips and looked at Elton Hume with tears in her eyes. Brother Elton Hume, there's actually a better way. As long as Sister Muriel Yule admits on Weibo that she has always had a crush on you, and secretly took a photo of what you were going to give me, and posted it on Weibo, all problems can be solved. I thought I misheard, Truda Becky. Are you, so you can get out of the way? But what will I be like if I am being cyberbuoyed? It's you who is wrong. Why should I take the blame? Truda Becky looked at Elton Hume. In a long voice, Brother Elton Hume. Elton Hume came up to me, took me in his arms, and whispered softly in my ear, Muriel Yule, I know you're the best for me, so you should be helping me. Truda Becky is on the rise in her career, so she can't have such black material. This matter must end as soon as possible. You can use the trumpet to post a Weibo to clarify. Don't log in again after you post it. Don't read those cyberbullying messages. Didn't you take a fancy to Hermes' rare leather bag last time? I'll ask Jackson to keep one for you now. The air conditioning in the box was very full, and I was still wearing a thick down jacket, but the blood in my body had coagulated at the moment. I looked up at this handsome face. When did he start to become so strange and ugly? I can't find a trace of my heart anymore. I put my hands on his shoulders, and pushed him away a little bit. Smile at him, Elton Hume. You make me feel disgusting. I crashed him out of the box, and behind me Truda Becky was still crying. Elton Hume, what now? And why the hell did Muriel Yule do this to me? I went back to my accommodation, turned off my phone, and fell asleep. Dream back to 5 years ago. Mom had a car accident. The driver ran away, and she urgently needed money for surgery, but I can't take it out. Elton Hume had just finished acting in a play, and it stands to reason that the cost of 500,000 should be settled. But he said that the crew dragged it, and didn't give it yet. We went around raising money, and it took us more than a day to get it together. The best time for treatment has been missed, and the mother has to amputate her leg. In my dream, I was crying in remorse outside the hospital room, and Elton Hume hugged me tightly, and said, I'm sorry, over and over again. When I woke up, the corners of my eyes were full of tears. Looking at the time, it was already past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. After turning on the phone, Mia sent dozens of messages in Welsh. Sister Muriel Yule, what's the matter with you? Why did you post such a Weibo on your trumpet? I logged into the trumpet and saw that at 8 o'clock last night, there was an extra Weibo on it, admitting that I had a crush on the man I had dinner with Truda Becky, and the photo of the bag of pine nuts was taken by me. The comment section has exploded. It's shameless. It's terrible. Didn't your mother teach you? Don't worry about other people's things. If you don't have a mirror at home, pee on yourself, and see what you compare with my Truda Becky. Not only that, but they pulled out my general information, and were about to find out who I was. On Truda Becky's side, the wind has completely reversed. It's all, I'm sorry Truda Becky, and, I'm sorry for Truda Becky. In just one night, Truda Becky gained 80,000 followers. Netizens doubled their insults to me, and even scolded me for 3 generations, so as to offset their psychological guilt of scolding the wrong person. The string of vicious words made my hands tremble, and my heart beat violently. I've logged in with Elton Hume's laptop, and the browser will automatically remember the login password. Therefore, this Weibo was posted by him on my account. With a breath in my heart, I drove all the way to the studio. Elton Hume's office door was open, and Truda Becky's laughter pounded on my eardrums. I remember, it was the first time you cooked for me with your own hands, and it turned out that the dish was ready, and the rice forgot to cook. I kicked the door open, and Truda Becky was rolling in Elton Hume's arms with a smile on her face. Even when she saw me, she remained in a snuggling position. I put my phone in front of Elton Hume. You sent it. I already refused to take the blame for her yesterday. Elton Hume pulled out a card and handed it to me. This is really causing you trouble. There's $1 million in this card. Use it to buy something you like. I raised an eyebrow. $1 million. My innocence, My efforts over the years are worth $1 million. Elton Hume frowned, and pulled out another card. Muriel Yule. The two of us have indeed not been on the same page in the past few years. There are $5 million in these two cards. You didn't help me for 100,000 at the beginning, but you should be enough for $5 million. It should be my compensation for your time in the past few years. Truda Becky chuckled softly. Sister Muriel Yule, everything is fake. Money is real. $5 million is a lot, and the average migrant worker will not be able to earn so much money in his lifetime. To be a man is enough. Elton Hume took 2 steps forward and walked up to me, softening his tone. Go back and sign a non-disclosure agreement. Don't talk about our relationship in the future. Let's get together and disperse. I couldn't help but laugh. The louder I laughed. Is it because he has been at the top for too long and has been used to being too used to buy fans? Thinking that everything in this world will be as he wishes. Elton Hume looked at me with displeasure. Muriel Yule, what do you mean by that? I wiped away my tears, and smiled. Truda Becky is actually right. I deliberately exposed the pine nut thing. Truda Becky stared at me viciously. How much money did you give the paparazzi? No wonder I made an offer to her before. She said that she was the nemesis of the messenger of justice, and she didn't want money. I looked at her like a fool. There is another trick in this world, which is called killing people with a knife. I inadvertently leaked the news to Truda Becky's opponent. She is also competing for the 3rd female in orbiting the planet. How can she be bought by a little money? Elton Hume's eyebrows were swelling with rage, and he grabbed my right wrist and asked with a look of disappointment. Muriel Yule, how did you become so scheming? Why did you frame her? You know it's going to cut off her star path. I put my left hand on his face and smiled softly. Elton Hume, I think you're mistaken. It's not her who I want to destroy. I want you to be completely finished together. Elton Hume's eyes trembled, and his Adam's apple rolled heavily. At this moment, he was a little worried, and said in a bitter voice, Muriel Yule, we have come this far because you can no longer keep up with my pace. Hello everyone. Let's get together. If $5 million is not enough, I can pay you more. There's no need to die and the net is broken. We haven't had any intimate photos over the years, and your appearance is also very average. Even if our feelings are exposed, netizens won't believe it. They'll just laugh at you, toad, and want to eat swan meat. I laughed. A man's mouth is a deceitful. I remember when he said that in his eyes. I was the most beautiful woman in the world. I didn't want to waste my tongue anymore, so I broke free of his hand. Then you just wait and see. I deleted the Weibo I admitted I had secretly taken in front of him, and clarified, the previous Weibo was posted by a dog man, who secretly logged into my account, and the relationship between each other for 7 years still can't withstand the first love that returned. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, I will reveal the true face of the dog man, with a back picture of me going on vacation to Bali with Elton Hume. Elton Hume's fists clenched visibly. Coming out of the office and passing by Mia's desk, I casually asked, is the relationship you talked about in January the same thing? The lineup was officially announced a year ago, and the discussion has been very hot during the Chinese New Year. Excellent. Elton Hume chased after him, and his tone was cold. Everyone, listen. Muriel Yule will no longer be in charge of any affairs in the studio in the future, and I will no longer be able to report to her on my work. Before I could speak, Mia stood up and asked, Elton Hume, are you going to fire Sister Muriel Yule? Mia jumped up with excitement. Okay, this is the money you want to fire me for. Jackson also stood up. Elton Hume is one of you. Let's get me out of the way. Elton Hume's face turned green. The 3 of us packed up our boxes and went downstairs. I hated them. Why do you two tear your faces with him? Mia laughed. Didn't we say we were going to follow you? This is our vote. In this way, we have taken last year's year-end bonus. We have also taken the compensation, and we can seamlessly connect into your company. Sister, how good? Jackson nodded. Yes, I'll follow my sisters anyway. By the way, Sister Muriel Yule, I went to the office to sign and heard Truda Becky urging Elton Hume to strike first. You need to be careful. It's okay, I know it. Drove all the way to the office that I rented a year ago, and after tidying up my things, I picked up my mobile phone, and Weibo had exploded. All kinds of entertainment and self-media are here. began to analyze the identity of the male protagonist in various ways. All the male stars who have worked with Truda Becky have been picked up inside and out, frightened a group of male stars to secretly poke their innocence. Some posted photos of their family reunions in the 30th year of the Chinese New Year's Eve, saying that they had no time to commit the crime. Some are located abroad, indicating that they do not meet the location of the crime. Some couples took pictures together to tell fans that our family is happy. When Truda Becky first debuted, Elton Hume admitted on the show that they had known each other since childhood. At the moment he also became one of the suspects. But his fans are not vegetarians, and they flocked to Truda Becky's Weibo to attack. What 18-line pig bajia witch, an old monster dare to touch our brother, if you want to be hot, open your mouth directly. We will send you some artichokes, spend so much effort to be three. Don't the owners want to spend money on you to withdraw a hot search? Fans turned over photos of Truda Becky wearing braces in junior high school, and criticism of the junior high school bulletin, conducted a physiognomy and IQ attack. Pound Truda Becky's Gold Master Pound. Pound Truda Becky Get Out of the Entertainment Industry Pound has been listed in the first and second places on the hot search list. Truda Becky obviously couldn't bear the pressure, and in just one day, she logged on to Weibo more than 20 times. In the end, she swiped to send out a clear profile photo, but deleted it in less than 3 seconds. But so many pairs of eyes watched. Someone has preserved. The small black mole on the bridge of the nose is the hallmark of Elton Hume. Mia hugged the tablet and sighed. She probably can't bear the pressure, so she will cut first and then play. Sister Muriel Yule. We have to be prepared to deal with it. The top idol girlfriend has the most fans, and she is the most taboo in love. Truda Becky. Even if it is Elton Hume's first love, he is not necessarily willing to sacrifice his future to protect her. But now that the photo of Truda Becky has been released, Elton Hume has no way back. Countless people poured into Elton Hume's Weibo Douyin to ask him what was going on. 20 minutes later, Elton Hume posted the same photo with the caption, "Yes, the neighbor's little sister's family is far away, so we all had a meal together on Chinese New Year's Eve." A person familiar with the matter commented, "I testified that I was also present at this meal, and Elton Hume also sent us New Year's red envelopes and gifts. It's my brother's love for my little sister." Elton Hume is still single. Don't speculate. It is estimated that it is the operation of the fan circle, and many people built a building under this comment, and immediately put it on top. Some fans chased and asked, "Who is the self-proclaimed girlfriend?" Insider reluctantly revealed that it was me. As Elton Hume's inseparable assistant, I was naturally able to get close to Elton Hume, get a pine nut bag, and take a group photo of the beach. Everything is my own doing. Logically sound. Fans asked Elton Hume for confirmation, and Elton Hume was ambiguous. "This is my team's internal matter. It was my management mistake, and I am also responsible. Everyone should pay attention to the drama I am about to broadcast." Mia was angry. "Why is he so shameless? He is letting fans abuse you online by default." Although he had expected it, he still felt cold for this man's shamelessness. I scanned the comments and said indifferently, he finally climbed to today's position. I don't want to be gray. The harder his mouth is now, the more it hurts when he turns around and is slapped in the face. This is a good thing, because Elton Hume stamped Truda Becky's identity as sister next door. They came to attack my Weibo tuba. All kinds of insults are endless. Being able to be an assistant to your brother is a blessing that you have cultivated for 8 lifetimes, and you still want to be his girlfriend. Take a mirror and look at your old face. You are about to go through menopause. Are you worthy? You follow your brother every day? Shouldn't you still do anything unseemly? You are simply a devil when you work for your brother. You think your brother is yours. You put your face in your mother's belly when you were born. Slut. You don't even deserve to be a servant to your brother. Elton Hume estimated that the people below had vaccinated fans in advance. There was such a comment among netizens. "It's terrible. She's her brother's assistant. Her brother is so approachable. She can't take any intimate photos. Come out. What kind of chat history can't get your hands on?" Yes, I don't know how she will slander her brother. No matter what she says, we can't believe it. The power of fans is terrifying. Not only did he insult me in all kinds of ways, but he also gave me a posthumous photo, threatened to stab me 9,981. and even my mother received threatening phone calls. She was scared and happy at the same time. It seems that you didn't lie to me. You are really in love with that star. I asked her to quickly turn off the phone and go to May's house to hide in the past 2 days. Mia and Jackson, fearing that I was at risk at home, dragged me out to eat, but ran into Elton Hume and Truda Becky in a private dining room. As we passed by, he stopped me. Muriel Yule, admit your mistakes sincerely during the live broadcast at 8 o'clock. The heat will soon pass. Otherwise, my fan base is so big, you can't bear it. I thought it was funny. Admit your mistake. Let me think about what I did wrong. My fault is that I am too good to you, and I am wrong that I am not the person I love. There's a saying you should have learned. Water can carry a boat, and it can capsize a boat. I looked up at him. Elton Hume. Let's see. In the blink of an eye, at 8 o'clock in the evening, I started the live broadcast. Hundreds of thousands of people poured into the live broadcast room in an instant, and the comments were almost all swearing. Occasionally, there are a few sane ones that will soon be overwhelmed by Elton Hume fans. They attacked in groups. Didn't you want to expose your brother's true face? But you came up with evidence. Everyone listened to me, and they all went to report her for spreading rumors and slander, and asked the official to close her live broadcast room. Were you bought by the other party to beg for food? We have a lot of traffic, and we will reward you with points. There's a reason I've chosen this point in time, because Elton Hume also has a live broadcast at 8 o'clock tonight to promote the new drama he has invested in. This drama will be launched tomorrow. He plays the male lead, and Truda Becky is the female second. I ignored the fans' bad comments and provoked from afar. Elton Hume, do you dare to say that we haven't been in love? It's always been my wishful thinking. Do you dare? I was so arrogant that fans flocked to the Elton Hume studio and asked him to punch me in the face. He finally responded positively, no. The fans reveled and scolded me more and more. I laughed. He thought he was paying extra attention, but he forgot that there were inevitably times when he slackened. I put out a recording. It was recorded by me, after he won the Best Actor in The White Plum Blossom last year, and after drinking too much at the celebration banquet. At that time, Truda Becky had already returned, and when there was a problem with the equipment on the set, he pulled Truda Becky behind him for the first time, ignoring me who was standing on the sidelines. In the recording, Elton Hume was a little slurred and excitedly said, Muriel Yule, I won the Best Actor. Thanks to you for helping me take over this script. Say, whatever gift you want, I'll buy it for you. I spoke softly. Do you remember what you said to me when we were crammed into a hotel for 81 nights? Can you say that again? There was a brief silence in the recording, but the alcohol still loosened his defenses, and his deep voice rang out, remember, I said that, when I am on fire, I will let the whole world know that Muriel Yule is going to give you the grandest wedding. Muriel Yule, I'm sorry, it's not the time yet. Wait. We hugged each other, and soon he fell asleep. When I woke up the next morning, I didn't remember any of it. There was a moment of solidification in the live broadcast room. Soon, countless barrages rushed out. The first melon of the new year is really exciting. Let's go and see if Elton Hume's face is swollen. He was beaten so hard, it hurts to think about it. Pedal on 2 boats. Take your girlfriend to play as a junior. Elton Hume is really slippery. His fans refuse to face reality. This audio was synthesized by you. Yes. The voice doesn't sound like my brother. My brother has acted in so many plays. Who wouldn't be able to edit it casually? I can also cut out a video of my marriage to my brother. I really don't shed tears when I don't see the coffin. I wanted to save some face for your brother. I flipped through my phone and found a video to play. In the video, Elton Hume has messy hair. Makeup is spent. The oil on his face is scraped off enough to fry a dish. He is not wearing a shirt, and there are kiss marks on his chest that I deliberately left. This picture violated the rules, and the live broadcast room was quickly blocked. But the almighty netizen has already taken a screenshot. The top stream is the top stream. In a short period of time, Pound Elton Hume conceals love. Pound Elton Hume was slapped in the face. Pound Elton Hume cheats. Pound has dominated the hot search list, and the heat is growing. This is a carnival of entertainment and self-media, and countless people beat gongs and drums to suck blood. All kinds of analyses and various insiders popped up on the internet. and I had a lot of relatives I had never met out of thin air. Several of Elton Hume's opponents came out, and the black fans poured out, all the real and fake poured up, pressing Elton Hume to the ground and rubbing it. The front foot said that he wanted to marry a bad wife, and the back foot talked to the little sister next door. What is the name of Elton Hume? He didn't admit Muriel Yule at all, and guided fans to abuse his ex-girlfriend who shared the hardships. This is a human thing. What's this? My cousin is the 18th tier of the entertainment industry, and I saw him enter the male director's room at 1 o'clock in the morning, and didn't come out all night. God, he's a double plug. Didn't he also participate in the yacht party in the first 2 years? If it was really clean, he would have developed so fast in the past few years. Boycott his new drama. Boycott his TV series, variety shows and songs. And they resisted, saying that his brother and Truda Becky were just friends. But at this time, the crew came out to expose that Elton Hume and Truda Becky shared a straw to drink soy milk during filming. Elton Hume was at a loss, not to mention Truda Becky's Weibo. A little bit of going in is all scolding her for being a green tea, knowing everything. There are still fans who support him, even if my brother steps on 2 boats. My brother is so handsome, I am willing to be his 108th room. This netizen contributed the hot stock of the year, the 108th wife. After the live broadcast room was blocked, the Elton Hume derailment incident continued to ferment. The number of followers on my Weibo and Douyin has also skyrocketed. Sharp-eyed netizens noticed that my personal introduction page had changed from Elton Hume's company to a Muriel Yule company. After another search, I thought that Muriel Yule was a new company that I had registered on my own for less than a year. Fans caught this and frantically scolded me for sucking their brother's blood, saying that I had synthesized the previous video. Some fans found the website and address of the new company from Kakao. They hacked the official website and played it on a loop. Vampire to death. He sent 20 white chrysanthemum wreaths to the company, and he took turns to hit the company's landline, without stopping for a second. Jackson was forced to unplug the phone. He was angry with Mia. Elton Hume is too ruthless. Sister Muriel Yule, you can help him with your heart and lungs for so many years, and he just let the fans bully you like this. I took the beer out of the fridge and threw it at them. I'm afraid he's going to be in a hurry right now. The new drama he launched tonight is a vulgar puppet that he took over at the suggestion of Truda Becky, and I strongly oppose it. But he has to shoot it out of his own pocket. It's with the intention of entrusting Truda Becky with a hand. However, the platform is not optimistic, and the 2 sides signed a gambling agreement. If the popularity cannot exceed 10,000, Elton Hume will not only not be able to settle the money, but also pay the platform pit fee. This is the peak period of the winter vacation. And how many dramas are waiting in line for this schedule? I drank a can of beer in one city and looked at the wall clock on the wall. 7:30. Elton Hume's new show is still half an hour away, so let me give him a congratulatory gift. It's nothing special. It's the kind of PPT that fans often make. It has the booking records of the bullet train, high-speed rail tickets, hotels, the chat records and transfer records of the past after the restoration of my old phone, and the birthday gifts he sent. At the beginning, I accompanied him to meet which crews, which directors I met, what tricks he ran, and what box lunches he ate. There are also some photos of the interview with him in the crew. This time, many Elton Hume fans also defected. Did you notice these 2 tickets? Elton Hume is a sleeper, Muriel Yule is a hard seat, a full 25 hours, and this birthday present. I remember this is Elton Hume's early only, a luxury suit. At that time, Muriel Yule was wearing Taobao goods. There are fans of Elton Hume who scolded me for licking the dog and deserved it, but more people empathize with me. Oh, yes, looking back now, I was really self-inflicted. But when we were young, we loved someone and did all the stupid things, doing our best, and digging out our hearts and lungs. The other party may have also treated each other sincerely and cherished it. It's just that people's hearts are too fickle. Elton Hume's new drama is off as scheduled, even though he had already bought a lot of praise barrages. Countless netizens poured in, and those barrages that praised him were all drowned out. Instead, they scolded him and Truda Becky. This old-fashioned plot, this exaggerated acting skills. His previous actor was bought with money, even if he has acting skills. He is worthy of being a star if his character is so poor. This heavy blow directly smashed Elton Hume into a daze. He called me angrily. Didn't you lose your previous account? You lied to me, you have kept it for so many years. Just waiting for this day. I was calm. Elton Hume, I spent a lot of money to get my account back after I found out that you had changed your mind. If everyone gets together and disperses, I will never use the stupidity of the past to win the sympathy and recognition of the public. You fouled first. I am just defending myself. The drama that aired became a joke, and the number of Elton Hume's fans went all the way out. In just one day, he lost 1 million fans. These are all live fans. You must know that, when someone officially announced his girlfriend when he was popular, he lost more than 800,000 yuan a day. The wall fell down and everyone pushed it, and countless black materials, true and false, were all smashed on him. Where can the audience distinguish between black and white, and take it all seriously? Pound Elton Hume asks for a hammer to get a hammer. Pound ranks first on the hot search list. Pound Elton Hume Yule Truda Becky pound. During this time, Elton Hume attended the opening event of a shopping mall, and was smashed with rotten eggs and vegetable leaves. The fishy egg liquid stuck to his, carefully cared for makeup and hair, and it couldn't be wiped off at all. The fans who took off their fans and stepped back shouted with a loudspeaker, "Scumbag get out," and "Scumbag quit the entertainment industry." Originally, the mall opened, and many people gave them flower baskets for the opening. Fans also sent flowers. A few truckloads of white chrysanthemums were sent, and poured on the square at the entrance of the mall, piled up like a hill. For a while, a good opening turned into a joke. In this carnival of traffic, Elton Hume went straight down, and lost millions of fans. A lot of big fans have taken off their fans and stepped on them, revealing a lot of shady scenes. Elton Hume's image has gone to the next level. Truda Becky has increased her followers, but they are all black fans. Every comment on Weibo and Douyin was scolding her. I have also gained hundreds of thousands of followers, and although there are scolding voices in comments and private messages, most of them are comforting and encouraging me. Target. I looked at the data and dialed Bertram Dewar. Have you been meeting the director of Orbiting the Planet recently? Bertram Dewar is an 18th tier actor I met on the Elton Hume crew 3 years ago. Calling Sister Muriel Yule after my ass every day. Very talented and hard-working, but there is no star luck. I went there 3 times a year ago, and he said that the protagonist has been negotiated, and the lineup will be officially announced in 2 days. It's too late. Elton Hume's previous contract with the crew was kept secret, and only a few insiders knew about it. If you have time, go again, then I'll. Tomorrow. I interrupted him. Go see him immediately now. 2 days later, Around the Planet officially announced the cast of the 3rd part, according to the previous agreement with True Love fans. The name of the leading actor was changed from Elton Hume to Bertram Dewar. One-time pound who's Bertram Dewar pound. The popularity of this character can be imagined. Elton Hume couldn't sit still and approached my company and asked, "Muriel Yule, how did you sign your contract? How can there be a clause that if I have black material, the other party can reverses it at any time?" I shrugged my shoulders calmly. It's like this in the industry. You don't think that the director will continue to use the infamous you to smash his own signs? Haven't you heard? Directed his father to cheat and abandon him and his mother, which caused him to have a very difficult childhood. Even if he didn't have that clause, he wouldn't use you anymore. Elton Hume was breathing in anger, and his teeth were tickling. Who is Bertram Dewar, and why did he take my place? Before he could finish speaking, Bertram Dewar peeked into my office, and grinned a mouthful of white teeth. Elton Hume, we acted together. Have you forgotten? At that moment, stunned, shocked, angry, puzzled, several emotions intertwined on Elton Hume's face. He pointed to me. You. I raised my eyebrows and smiled. Yes, he can get the male one. I have been facilitating. Elton Hume swallowed heavily. Muriel Yule, don't be too complacent. When this wave of heat is over, I will still be there. Actor. He has been so smooth in the past few years, which is why he is so nave. This wave of heat can't be passed. The back waves of the entertainment industry push the front waves, and he will soon be photographed to death on the beach. In the past few days, the popularity of his derailment has been high, and the Weibo of the official announcement of the lineup of the Lian Zone program group a year ago has been Netizens were paralyzed. According to the timeline, the official announcement will be that I will be with him. Is it still like this? And you say coincidentally? There is also Truda Becky among the female guests. This is not Elton Hume derailed at public expense and arranged a hot search again. The program team was scolded bloody. Is this a love show? This is paying money to let the scumbag junior fall in love. It's all in the industry. You don't know if they are tired or not for the sake of traffic. I don't want my conscience. The program team couldn't bear the pressure, and quickly issued a statement saying that they did not know the relationship between the two in advance, and decided to replace Elton Hume and Truda Becky. These are what the audience can see, behind the scenes, which the public can't see. Jackson told me through internal sources that the program team has made a claim against Elton Hume and Truda Becky. This love drama has an excellent reputation in the first few seasons, and it has also achieved 2 pairs of golden boys and girls in the circle. The show has been declared, the budget has been approved, and the schedules of other stars have been vacated. Imperative. However, Elton Hume and Truda Becky had a falling out, and their reputation was ruined. The program team naturally wants to take a bad breath. Elton Hume still has a foundation, but Truda Becky can't. After bravely entering the entertainment industry for a year, all the money earned is spent on the face. Where can I afford to lose? She secretly poked the pot to Elton Hume, saying that Elton Hume took the initiative to contact her. Elton Hume, in order to protect himself, threw the pot back with his backhand. The two staged a dog-eat-dog show, and were photographed by the paparazzi that the two had a fight. The first love in the past, in the face of interests and future, is nothing more than that. Elton Hume is now in a position to protect itself. It took me a lot of effort to get the Chinese spokesperson for a luxury product. Before he could get warm, he fell. The brand didn't want to compromise its reputation, and quickly drew a line. This is equivalent to opening the valve, and other brands have also terminated the contract. Because Elton Hume has black material first, the terminating party not only does not need to be liable, but according to the content of the contract, you can also make a claim to Elton Hume. All his endorsements were terminated, and the dramas he had acted in before were also rushed by excited fans. Originally, there was still an S+ drama, and a variety show to be broadcast. The drama didn't dare to bring it up, but the variety show still pointed to the broadcast to return to the original cost, gritted his teeth ruthlessly, and gave all the pictures of Elton Hume. Cut it. Now he has become a joke in the industry. In order to pay for liquidated damages, his savings are empty, but he still believes that he has the day to turn over. Oh, yes, the memory of netizens is as short as a fish, and as soon as a new hot spot comes out, his mistakes will be slowly covered up and forgiven. Oh, but he couldn't wait for a chance to make a comeback, because a female fan reported with his real name. He said that he used his celebrity status during the drama announcement 2 years ago to have a relationship with her between men and women. Fans cry like Truda Becky, and the day the two had a relationship, it happened to be the fan's 18th birthday. She thought it was a gift from fate. Who would have thought that this was a stain that the scumbag gave her a lifetime that could not be washed away? After her, many fans came forward to accuse him. It turns out that over the years, he has been dating fans behind my back. If it weren't for the exposure of his cheating this time, those fans might feel that such a spring breeze was once a gift from God, not a shame. These reports completely crushed Elton Hume. He touched the bottom line of morality and violated the norms in the circle. Whether it is fans or passers-by, everyone criticizes him. He is like a rat crossing the street, and everyone shouts and beats him. In the past, no matter what event he attended, countless fans shouted his name hoarsely. Nowadays, no matter where it appears, there will be rotten eggs and rotten leaves. His Weibo account and Douyin account were all frozen, and he fell from the peak of fame and fortune to the bottom of the cliff. No program team dared to use him, no crew dared to give him a role, no one invited him to stand on the platform, and no company asked him to endorse. Oh, he was shut out of all dinners and award ceremonies. Half a year later, I took Bertram Dewar to try out the male lead of an A-level play, and bumped into him head-on. He was skinny, and his custom-made shirt of yesteryear hung crumpled and empty on his body. It looks like he's just shaved, but it always feels gray and dirty. He leaned against the doorknob and pleaded, Director, we have worked together. You know my strength. 110,000. No, 500,000. It's really not good. I can star in it with zero pay. You believe me? I will definitely make this show explode. The director looked impatient. I know you have acting skills, but the producer won't spend tens of millions of dollars to play a big adventure game with you. As soon as he raised his eyes, he saw me, and his eyebrows instantly relaxed. What's more, our male host has already been decided, and he pointed in my direction. It's him, Bertram Dewar. Bertram Dewar had a pleasant chat with the director. When we left, Elton Hume was still standing under the eaves and smoking. When he saw me come out, he immediately threw away his cigarette butt and greeted me, with a cautious smile on his face. Muriel Yule, I heard that your company has poached a lot of people over this time, and it's all going well. Oh, yes. There are so many resources that the top class can get. He can't eat it alone. A few years ago, I saw that those juniors who worked hard would also take care of them. Now that I'm out on my own, many people are willing to follow me. I smiled politely. Elton Hume is a name that has nothing to do with identity, only with location. Elton Hume's Adam's apple rolled. I walked around him to leave, but he grabbed me in a hurry. Muriel Yule, I know it's wrong. You give me another chance, I can go to your company. We will be divided into 28. No. 19. You know what I'm capable of, and if I am given the opportunity, I will definitely be able to make a comeback. The autumn wind puffed up his empty shirt and wrinkled his flabby skin, revealing dense wrinkles at the corners of his eyes. I stood high on the stairs and chuckled. Elton Hume, you once said that your success depends on your own efforts, so you're not working hard enough to be like this. Elton Hume's lips trembled, and he reached out to slowly cover his face, tears welling up between his fingers. I was wrong. I was wrong. If it weren't for your help, I wouldn't have succeeded. Muriel Yule, you're going to help me one more time. I was unmoved. Your acting skills are really good. I can't tell if it's real or fake. I went down 2 steps, stood side by side with him, and lowered my voice. I tell you 2 things. That bag of pine nuts is actually a finished product I bought online. I don't love you for a long time. Elton Hume's eyes widened. I smiled. And the few fans who have been deceived by you, and I am also going to persuade them to reveal your true colors, because I want to crucify you completely. Elton Hume's eyes were red, and he looked at me in disbelief. Why? I think I'm not thin on you. After I became popular, and many people in the circle divorced their wives directly, the sunset that was about to end fell on my face, and it was cool. It's the same feeling as the day I got my mom in a car accident. I looked at him coolly. When my mother was in a car accident, you actually settled the money. You knew my mother's illness was imminent, but you paid the tuition fee to Truda Becky. Elton Hume said urgently. We also got the money the next day, a day late. My mother's leg is gone forever. Elton Hume, you are ungrateful. You deserve to die. By the way, this was told to me by your first love, Truda Becky, when she was showing me that you were in a good relationship, and I should really thank her. Elton Hume trembled, slammed the back of his head against the pillar, and slowly slid down the ground along the pillar with his head in his hands, crying bitterly, crying and crying, just holding down the hem of my skirt. I reached out and was about to pull it, when Bertram Dewar, who was not far away, came briskly and bent down hard. The skirt was pulled out. He tilted his head and smiled brightly at me. Muriel Yule, this kind of trivial matter is not worth your bowing. Postscript. 2 years later, Bertram Dewar won Best Newcomer for his role in Around the Earth. The company has now signed more than 100 artists, and more than 30 of them are well known in the circle. For that night's celebration we decided on a resort area in the suburbs. Before the fireworks started, Mia swiped a piece of news to show me. The former actor was downtrodden to set up an acting training class, but the fire broke out when the fire was unqualified. As a result, 2 students were injured. In the accompanying photo, Elton Hume panicked and was taken away by 2 police officers, one left and one right. I stared at the photo for a long time, and smiled. This fear and panic is real. It doesn't look like acting. As soon as the words fell, fireworks flew into the air. Colorful light exploded in the sky. Bertram Dewar handed me the wine. Sister Muriel Yule, have a drink. I took a sip of the red wine, and found a huge diamond ring on the bottom. Bertram Dewar swallowed nervously and spoke quickly. Muriel Yule, do you want to be my girlfriend? I wanted to ask you a long time ago, but I didn't feel eligible for this award today. I interrupted him. Bertram Dewar, don't be kidding. I don't want to do it again. I broke his hand hard and handed the ring back. The ring is beautiful, but I can afford it myself. Come on, there is no love in your heart. Draw your sword and become a god. You will definitely be the next top stream. The end.